Do you remember the last time you couldn't control yourself during intimacy? The woman next to you was still hoping, still waiting, but you were already done before anything really started. Then you turned your back in silence. She didn't say a word either. Just that empty space between two people. Let me tell you this, premature ejaculation is not the end. It doesn't mean you're weak, past your prime, or no longer a man. It's your body's way of saying, you need the right kind of help, not just a temporary fix. Today, from the perspective of a urologist, I'll show you 3 clinically approved exercises that will help you regain control of your manhood, last longer in bed without fear, and most importantly, reclaim your confidence without taking any pills. If you've ever felt like you were losing control or afraid it might happen again, stay with me until the end of this video. Because exercise number 3 has been the turning point for so many men like you. But before we begin, leave a comment below. What challenges are you facing with your manhood right now? We read every comment, and we're here to walk this journey with you. Don't forget to hit subscribe to Senior Intimacy Secrets, the place where real men learn how to take back control, the natural and lasting way. Why manhood declines after 60. Most of us believe that losing our edge as men comes with age. But in reality, it often starts with something small we don't even notice: the pelvic floor muscles. According to urologists, after the age of 60, these muscles quietly begin to weaken. There's no pain, no obvious signal, until one day you realize you just can't last like you used to. Ejaculation comes too quickly. Erections don't stay firm long enough. And worst of all, you feel out of control during the moment that matters most. But it's not just age. There are other silent forces working against your manhood. Daily stress puts your nervous system on edge, increasing stimulation and lowering endurance. Conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure reduce blood flow, which affects erection quality. Certain medications can dull your sexual reflexes, lower sensation, or delay recovery. All these factors combine, and suddenly you start to feel like you've lost a part of yourself. But you don't know where to begin to get it back. I remember one patient, a fellow urologist in fact. He had decades of experience. But when he came back to the clinic as a patient, he simply said, "I know what's happening. I just didn't think it would come this fast." He was 65, married. But for over 2 years he had avoided intimacy every time his wife reached for him. Not because he didn't love her, but because he couldn't face the truth. When it mattered, he couldn't last more than a minute. And maybe you've been feeling the same. This slow, quiet change. No one talks about it, but it steals your confidence. It breaks your connection. And it makes you quietly retreat from who you used to be. I want you to understand this. Manhood is not about being young. It's not about how many times you can perform in one night. It's not about stamina from your 20s. Manhood is the ability to stay in control, even when your body has changed. It's knowing your limits, and still holding your ground. It's showing up again, not avoiding, not hiding, but choosing to regain control. We can't turn back time. But we can rebuild what's been lost, the right way and with patience. And that's why the 3 exercises I'm about to share aren't just about performance. They're about reclaiming something deeper. Something that's always been yours, and just needs a way back. Exercise 1. Strengthen your pelvic floor. If you're looking for a simple, effective exercise that requires no equipment and can be done right at home, this is your ideal starting point. This exercise won't just help you control ejaculation. It will also rebuild the confidence that often fades after 60. It's called the 5-10-15 hold. The method is simple, but it requires focus and consistency. First, imagine you're urinating and suddenly you need to stop midstream. That subtle tightening between your anus and your scrotum, that's the pelvic floor muscle. And that's the exact muscle we're going to train. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Gently squeeze that muscle and hold for 5 seconds. Then let go completely. Take a deep breath in. And slowly exhale. Step 2. Repeat the squeeze, this time holding for 10 seconds. Don't tense your belly. Don't hold your breath. Just stay calm and release again. Step 3. Hold for 15 seconds. You may feel the muscle fatigue or start to shake a little. That's a good sign. It means the muscle is activating and responding well. That's 1 round. You should do 3 rounds a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. Each round takes just 3 to 5 minutes. But if you stay consistent, the results will speak for themselves. Here's a helpful tip from a urologist. If you feel tension between your anus and scrotum, you're doing it right. If you're tightening your stomach, glutes, or thighs, you're doing it wrong. This is a subtle exercise. Not about power. It's about control. The most important part? Breathe evenly throughout the process. Controlled breathing stabilizes your nervous system, which calms your arousal and increases endurance. Many men don't realize it, but breath is the anchor that keeps pleasure from running away. In my practice, men often ask me, "Doctor, I finished too quickly. Is there anything I can do to last longer, without medication?" And I always say, start with your pelvic floor. Because that's the control center for your entire sexual reflex system. It's responsible for your arousal, your climax, and even your ability to recover after intimacy. We often use 3D models to show the pelvic floor in real time. It surrounds the base of the penis. It connects to the rectum, the bladder, and the sexual nerves. It's small, but it holds the power to make or break your performance. So take it slow. Don't force it. This isn't about squeezing harder. It's about sensing when to engage, when to let go, and breathing through each step. When you master your breath, you master your nervous system. And when your nervous system is steady, ejaculation doesn't surprise you. It doesn't pull you away too soon. You stay grounded. You stay in control. There's one message I want you to hold on to today. If you can control this muscle, you can control your pleasure. No pills. No devices. Just you, your body, and your willingness to reconnect with yourself. Within 7 to 10 days, most men start to notice changes. Better response. Stronger erections. And above all, a quiet return of self-confidence. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to return to who you were, before hesitation and fear took over. And it starts with this one simple habit. 3 rounds. Each with 3 holds. Slow. Gentle. Consistent. This isn't just muscle training. It's the foundation of reclaiming your manhood, from the inside out. Exercise 2. Awareness and control at the peak of pleasure. If the first exercise gave you a solid foundation for your manhood, then this second exercise is how you learn to take charge of your sexual emotions. Not just physically, but through a real connection between your mind and your body. This one is called Child's Pose plus Contract. It's based on a classic yoga pose, but here we combine it with pelvic floor control and intentional breathing. Let me walk you through it. Step 1. Kneel on the floor. Open your knees slightly apart. Extend your arms forward. Let your forehead rest on the mat. This is the child's pose, a deep relaxation posture that softens the belly, the pelvic area, and the nervous system. Step 2. Inhale deeply through your nose. Feel your lower belly and pelvic floor expand. Let your genital area, from the pelvic floor to the scrotum, fully relax and drop downward. No tension. No pressure. Step 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth. As you exhale, gently contract your pelvic floor muscles, the same ones you use to stop a stream of urine. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds while staying in the folded position. Then release fully. Repeat this cycle 5 to 10 times. Each breath becomes a bridge between awareness, movement, and the center of your arousal. So why does this matter? Because it teaches you something most men were never taught. How to sense when your climax is approaching. Most of us get carried away by pleasure. We don't notice it rising until it's too late. And suddenly, without warning, it's over. But if you train your body to feel the moment it's building, you can learn to pause, hold, and continue when you're truly ready. Physiologically, this is a perfect coordination between the central nervous system and the sexual reflexes. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract. That's how you signal to your body. I'm in control, not my instincts. And the best part? You don't need anyone else to teach you this. Just your body and your willingness to reconnect with it. I often recommend this exercise after a moment of disappointment, when you finish too quickly. Instead of beating yourself up, return to this movement. Repeat it 5 times. It shifts you out of shame and into self-awareness. A 63-year-old man once told me, "For the first time in years, I wasn't controlled by pleasure. I saw it coming, and I was able to hold back. I didn't lose. I led." That's the message I want you to remember today. No one ever taught you how to feel yourself, but that's how you learn to control pleasure instead of being controlled by it. This isn't just a breathing drill. It's not just yoga. It's a bridge between instinct and mastery, between unconscious reaction and conscious choice. Practice it daily, at night before bed, or any time you feel you weren't fully in control. Just a few minutes each time. But every minute brings you closer to the version of yourself you were meant to be. Exercise 3. Last longer in bed. This is the third and final exercise, the missing piece in your journey to reclaim natural control of your manhood. After building strength in exercise 1 and learning self-awareness in exercise 2, now it's time to combine movement, breathing, and arousal control into one fluid experience. This technique is called cat-cow plus hold. It's based on a classic yoga movement used to loosen the spine. But here we'll add pelvic floor contractions to unlock deeper benefits for your sexual performance. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Get on all fours. Hands under your shoulders. Knees under your hips. Take a deep breath in. Arch your back slightly and lift your gaze forward. This is the cow position. It opens your body and helps you fully relax. Step 2. Exhale slowly. Curve your back into a C shape. Drop your head and tuck your tailbone. At the same time, gently contract your pelvic floor muscles, focusing on the base of your penis. Hold the squeeze for 3 to 5 seconds. Then release fully. Repeat this movement 10 times per set, and do 2 sets per day, once in the morning and once before bed. This exercise serves 2 key purposes. First, it helps you train the rhythm of squeeze and release, like learning how to press the gas and brakes while driving. It gives you control over your physical arousal so you're not swept away by it. Second, it helps you recognize the moment when climax is approaching. That moment most men miss. The one that catches you off guard. This practice helps you respond, not react. Biologically, the cat-cow movement activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part that calms your arousal and supports steady erections. When you combine it with pelvic floor control, you're training your entire sexual reflex system to listen to you, not just your hormones. You don't need anything fancy. Just a mat, a quiet space, and your willingness to show up every day. I often recommend doing this before bed. That's when your body is most open to learning new responses. And within 1 to 2 weeks, many men report the same results. They're no longer finishing too quickly. They feel more confident in bed. And most importantly, they stay in control, from beginning to end. This isn't about resisting your desires. It's not about gritting your teeth and holding on. If you want to last longer, you have to train for control, not just force yourself to endure. Control doesn't mean stiffness. It's about fluid motion, breath by breath, moment by moment, and knowing how to guide your own experience. When you combine all 3 exercises, in the right order, something powerful happens. You're no longer the man who gets lost in pleasure. You become the man who leads it, who owns it, and who brings your partner into a full, unrushed, meaningful experience. Start tonight. 10 slow rounds. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, contract. And hold. You're not pushing against your body. You're teaching it how to respond, on your terms. A real patient story. Let me tell you about Jerry. A 67-year-old man who had been married for nearly 40 years. He wasn't a weak man. He had always been a good husband. A devoted father. and someone who never backed down from a challenge. Except for one. In recent years, every time he got close to his wife, he felt powerless. Not because he didn't want her, but because he couldn't last. Just seconds after starting, it was already over. So fast it left him feeling ashamed. And slowly he began to withdraw from intimacy. When Jerry came to see me, he said just one thing. I don't need to be who I was at 30. I just want to get back a small part of myself. Just enough to feel like a man again. I told him to focus on 2 exercises, number 1 and number 3. Every day. No skipping. No excuses. 3 weeks later he returned, smiling for the first time in a long time. He said, "Now I can stop when I want to. Start again. And stay in full control. I'm no longer swept away." And his wife, quietly during the same visit, told me this. "He's like the man I married 30 years ago." But the line I'll never forget was what Jerry said next. "My woman doesn't need me to be young again, she just needs me to know what I'm doing." Warnings and precautions. While the exercises in this video are gentle and safe for most men, there are a few important things you need to know before you begin. Do not perform these exercises if you are experiencing pain in the perineum, that's the area between your anus and scrotum. Pain in this region could signal inflammation or deeper tissue issues, and training the wrong way could make things worse. You should also avoid these exercises if you are recovering from prostate surgery, or if you have nerve damage in the pelvic region. In those cases, it's best to work with a medical professional who understands your condition. And if you have never been able to feel your pelvic floor muscles, or you're unsure whether you're engaging the right muscle, please see a urologist for guidance before you start. They can help you identify the right techniques safely and effectively. Remember, real control doesn't come from pushing harder. It begins with understanding your body and listening to what it's telling you. We've just walked through 3 simple exercises, but they have the power to completely transform a man's experience in the bedroom. Exercise 1 helps you rebuild your core strength. Exercise 2 teaches you how to feel your pleasure and take control when it matters most. Exercise 3 trains your body to last longer, naturally and without tension. There's no pill that can do this without side effects. But your body, when understood and trained the right way, can restore itself. You don't have to be young again. You just need to be in control again. And if there's one line I want you to carry with you after this video, it's this. Manhood isn't about hardness, it's about control. If you found this video helpful, here's what you can do. Subscribe to the Senior Intimacy Secrets channel so you don't miss the next deep dive. Comment below, which exercise are you going to try first? I read every response. And if there's a man in your life, a friend, a brother, a father, who needs this, share this video with him. Because men over 60 can still be strong, smarter, deeper, and more in control than ever before.